your go-to for all things home. This is Home Answers Radio, presented by JeffBuysYourHouse.com, Access, Steiner Homes, Level 10 Coatings, and by Center Guard Plumbing. Once again, here's Roger Piper.
Your go-to for all things home. It's Home Answers Radio.
Hi, welcome to Home Answers. I'm Roger Piper. This show is all about your home. We talk about everything to do with your home. And today we're going to talk about insuring your home because you got to do it. It's an important thing. And there's a lot of interesting things going on. So if you have a home and you have home insurance, I really want you to pay attention because you're going to get some inside information on these massive changes that are going on. We've got Anthony DeGrado with the Anthony DeGrado Insurance Agency. Welcome to the show.
Happy to be here.
Anthony, you have a full insurance agency that handles everything. But today we want to talk about your home because there have been, if you're a homeowner and you haven't seen a big increase in your homeowner's insurance, I don't know what's going on with you, but I'd like to be you. Everybody I talk to, including myself, big increases. So tell us, why is this happening?
So there's a couple different things. In Illinois right now, there's legislation. That's a big aspect, and a lot of storms. A lot of storms coming through. Last year, we were second to only Texas in wind and hail claims, which is astronomical. I mean, we spent billions and billions of dollars.
So more than like Kansas, Oklahoma?
Yep, way more.
Wow.
Texas is huge and vast and has a lot of tornado alleys. And they were the only ones that just barely edged out Illinois in wind and hail claims. So that's one.
So that's part of it.
Yeah, that's one of the big driving factors. So when people say you're paying for California, you're paying for Florida, you're really not. You're paying in Illinois. The other thing that's another big factor that's going on right now is there's legislation. What they're trying to do right now is take the aspect of California that didn't work in California and bring it to Illinois. They want to remove the insurance companies from allowing us to rate based on where your location is. So if we can't rate to risk, then I hate to tell you, we're not going to be dropping prices. We're going to be increasing them to try and meet the worst case scenario because now we can't rate if you're in a better place than somebody else.
All right. So a good example of that is that if you live out in the middle of nowhere, God bless you. You know, it's nice out there. If you do that, or you live in the suburb or a city, you're not going to be rated on your risk.
Yeah, that's what they want to do. They want to remove that completely. They want to take control over the insurance industry. The state of Illinois doesn't have enough problems. They feel like the only thing that we're doing right, they need to attack. So the government's trying to get involved into the insurance industry. They want to be able to dictate the rate. They want to be able to approve the rate. They want to be able to create the rate. And that removes all of our rating factors. It removes everything. So now how do we price to risk? We can't.
So it's no longer a risk type of thing.
Right.
If you live on a river that floods, okay, that should be a higher risk, I would think. Or
Absolutely.
if you live in I don't know, and then if you live in a place that is high and dry and, barely gets any wind or something, I don't know if that even exists. So you're going to be rated the same.
Right.
Are insurance companies doing that now to get ready for it?
Yeah. So what we had to do, all insurance companies, because no matter what company you've been with, you're going to look at your home insurance, and hopefully you've looked at your home insurance, like you said, but it's going to go up. It's gone up because of what is going on. So now we have to be ready because if they pass this law, which is actually being voted at the end of February, then we automatically can no longer use those rating configurations. So every renewal that we can get to, we have to be able to rate as best as we can now, because when those are removed, we're not going to be able to rate per risk. So until they take that away from us, we have to basically compensate for when that's gone, so that way now this is our base rate, and we could try and even it up from there.
So insurance companies have basically said, this is going to happen, and they're preparing for it.
Yeah, we could kind of see the writing on the wall. Whenever the Insurance Bureau of Illinois decides that this is something that should pass, it's an uphill battle for us to beat it. And I mean, the writing's on the wall. It's very easy to see that this is a very bad idea. You just look at what happened in California. You look at what happened in those Palisades fires. All those homes, all those locations were just a huge risk. I mean, there's just no way to insure those the same as somebody who's living on flat land in the middle of California.
Yeah.
But they removed that. So what happened? The insurance companies pulled out of that area. You couldn't get insurance for those houses. Now, those people had a lot of money, right? Everyone says that. Well, that's great. They did self-insurance. Self-insurance, $1 million, $2 million to them, maybe it wasn't a big deal. But when your whole house is gone and it's $35 million, I bet you wish you could have paid that $12,000 insurance bill.
Yeah. Unreal. So what's the advantage for this to happen? I mean, I'm trying to understand what the motivation is to create this type of system in Illinois.
Well, it would be fair. We're all paying high prices.
So it's price fixing.
Yeah, it's basically Illinois wants to get involved. They, I mean, for lack of better terms, I don't know how else to say it, but they want a piece of the action, I guess, because they also, on top of it, they want to dictate where the rate is. So right now, this is what happens in government, right? Your constituents complain to you. So what do? I got to fix it. I don't know anything about it. I've never dealt with it. I have no idea, but I got to fix it. So just like everything in government, you get over involved, and you come up with a solution to a problem you know nothing about, and a solution that you don't have. But you're going to throw something out there. It sounds great, right? So if I'm your legislator and I say to you, you know what? We're going to go ahead and get these rates. They're going to be fixed to be fair. Everyone should be paying their fair share. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that sounds great, right? But I'm already paying my fair share. I'm paying based on where I am. So why should I be paying anything different? Mm-hmm. You know, but they don't understand that. They think that, well, it's going to be fair, and that's all they keep saying. It's fair. It's fair. You shouldn't be able to rate somebody because they live in the city, or you shouldn't be able to rate somebody because they live on a riverbank. Well, unfortunately, it has nothing to do with the person itself. It's the location. Mm-hmm. We're not trying to redline. We're not trying to do anything like that. It's just we got a price to risk.
What else besides that risk? What are the factors that go into figuring out the price of now? Obviously, coverages should be what you need, and
right.
and you know that's going to affect price.
Yep.
Because on what type. But what other factors are used with homeowners insurance to figure that out?
Yeah, so there's, you know, in a regular basis, what we're looking at is you're looking at your square mile. So not even just your zip code, but that square mile. The rate of wind and hail claims, the rate of any claims, basically, is what we're currently looking at. That's going to give you your base rate. Now, going from there, every person is going to be slightly different. I'll tell you, I hear all the time, my neighbor pays less than me, my neighbor, my friend, whatever. Well, I don't know them. If they're my client, I can tell you a little bit more about it. Mm-hmm. But what happens is each person themselves is going to have like an insurance score. So we're going to be looking at the tenure that you've had at your current company. We're going to be looking at how many claims have you ever had. We're going to be looking at, do you pay your bills on a frequent basis? We're going to be looking at all those different characteristics. So your credit does come into play when you're talking about home insurance, just like when you got your loan to purchase your house. It's going to come into play when you're looking to protect your house as well.
Okay, so there are a lot of factors involved.
A lot of factors. That one's a little over my head. That's the basic overview on that.
Yep, I understand. So, what is a good time to review your policy? Would it be probably now? Would it be when it's up for renewal? Mm-hmm. Because you don't have to wait, for renewal, right?
Right. Yeah, you don't have to wait. You could change. So, like, let's say you review it, you're not happy, you want to change your carrier. You can change anytime. I mean, you can give us a call. We'll tell you about that renewal. We'll tell you what you got to do to make that switch. Because what will happen is you could prorate that. We'll take care of that. Not a problem. Best time to review it, honestly, every year. Every year at that renewal, you should at least reach out to your agent. And hopefully you have an agent, because you really can't take this home insurance thing alone right now. It is not the time to be with a 1-800 insurance company. You got to be able to make that call to a local agent, somebody that's by you, somebody that can go over it with you, because there's a lot of changes that you need to be looking at on these policies every year.
Yeah, and if you've got somebody in New York State that is insuring you and, you have a claim, who are you going to talk to?
Right, exactly. And they don't know. They're not there. They're not on the ground with you. If you have a claim on your house, right? You have a fire. It's a horrible situation. If you have an agent, if you're with someone like me, a State Farm, I mean, I'll come out there. We could write you a check so you can get some clothes, so you can get into a hotel. You can get into a condo. You can get somewhere. You really got to have somebody local for just so many different reasons.
Yep. And I think that when you're talking about something as important as your home and insuring that, what's a good way to get a hold of you, Anthony?
Yeah, you can give us a call. We're 847-895-1500. You could shoot me an email. You can go on our website. It's anthony@DeGradoSF.com.
All right. Anthony, thanks for being on the show. Such an important thing and a lot of big changes going on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
It's Home Answers on AM 560, The Answer.